So in this video, we're gonna go over what progressive overload is, what people get wrong with it, and how we can get better. So first, what is progressive overload? It's gradually increasing intensity or difficulty of your workouts week by week. And you can do this with weight, reps, time, tempo, or your effort, or a combination of all that together. You just gotta find out what works for you to do that the best way. So the very first thing that we do wrong is that we don't do it at all. So a lot of people just go into the gym and they're just kind of just doing whatever comes to them that day, just going with the flow. And when you're not tracking what your progress is or should be, you're just not gonna make the gains that you want. And that's not just hypertrophy gains, it's strength gains, it's any type of performance that you're looking on if you're like a specific athlete, whatever. Not even in the gym, but as well as outside the gym and the other workouts you may or may not do, depending on what workouts you do, like, you know, your speed, agility, and stuff like that. So number two, what people do wrong is that it is just not organized. A lot of people go into the gym and they might progress every week, but they're not doing what they should be doing every week. For example, if you choose to do your progression with weight, just for example, for a bench press, you do 135, all 5 sets, and the next week you want to go up 5 pounds, you know, within the middle of your 5 sets, and then you continuously do that week by week till you hit a certain point, right? It's not organized like that. It's more of I am going to do this weight this week. Next week, I'm gonna mess around and go up 25 pounds. I can't do 25 pounds, let me go a little lower. And it's just like fluctuating, and it's not really organized of how you should be progressing. And again, when it's not organized, you're not getting as much gains as you should be getting, or that you could be getting, because you're just not doing it correctly. And again, a lot of it is just randomly different things that you're doing to be doing progressively overload. So I know I mentioned go up by weight. That's what you chose to do. But another example is, hey, I'm gonna go up by weight, and then on week 3, I'm just gonna randomly do, I don't know, a superset of something of like 1,000,000 reps or something like that. So that's not necessarily a bad thing if what you're doing before makes sense and then what you're doing after that also makes sense, but when it's just random, it just doesn't work out like that. So number 3, you're just not consistent with what you're trying to do for your progressive overload. Whatever you do choose, you should try to do that same thing, at least a mesocycle. A mesocycle is pretty much you're gonna work to a capacity, and then you get to a point where now I'm gonna have to go, you know, into like a deload week or whatever. For me personally, I always do 3 hard weeks, and then a deload week, that is what I do my mesocycle for. And because I'm doing that 3 hard weeks, I make sure that those 3 hard weeks are really hard. It doesn't have to be 3 weeks, it can be 6 weeks, 8 weeks, like whatever your mesocycle is. You just gotta make sure you plan it out and do it correctly. And then my last thing is that no deload week. So that kind of goes into number 3, a little bit of not being consistent. You have to have a deload week. You can progress whatever type of way you want, but you can't do it forever. Like in the long run, you do got to take some weeks off, and that doesn't mean like just absolutely do nothing for the most part. But having a deload week is important to have that overall rest and recovery of your muscles. Yes, you can rest and recovery every day with your diet and make sure you gotta get good sleep. But again, the long run, the long overview of what you're trying to do, you need that time off a little bit to not be going as hard in whatever workouts you're doing. And this goes for people who are just trying to change shape, or athletes as well. All right, so that is what I think people do wrong with progressive overload. For me, my advice to you, if you're a beginner, just keep it simple. Just pick like one thing to make it harder for the next week, and do that one thing consistently for some time, and then rest and recover. All right, for me, what I do a combination of weight, reps, and the tempo when I'm in the gym, you know, lifting weights. So one week I will do 5 reps. I'll go 4 seconds on the eccentric, that's the tempo. And then the next week I'll lower the reps, add weight, and then also lower their tempo, right? And I'll do that for 3 weeks going hard, and then that 4th week is a deload week, and then I'll start over again. And usually I'll do this in this particular program that I'm doing right now. It is that same progressive overload. Whenever I start a new one, I might change it up a little bit. But that's it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.